Thanks, Tom.
Well, back to the Alec Baldwin story, because as we've heard, he has vowed to clear his name, and quite defiantly this evening, his lawyers insisting that the case is also flawed. But is it? And perhaps more importantly, whose side will the New Mexico jury end up taking? Well, joining me for his expert insight into this is Miguel Custodio, a lawyer in California with in-depth knowledge of the case. Miguel, thanks so much for joining us this evening. What do you make of Alec Baldwin's chances?
Well, look, first off, I'm not surprised that he was charged. I've been saying all along that I think that he was going to get charged. He bears a lot of responsibility, not just as the person who pulled the trigger, but as executive producer or producer on the set of the project itself. And it was a project that cut corners, and safety was one of those that was sacrificed. Now, what are his chances? I think his chances, I personally think there's a greater than 50% chance that he will be found guilty of one of the counts of involuntary manslaughter.
OK, greater than 50%. That's obviously not odds in his favour. Now, he's long insisted that he was handed the gun. That means the shooting, the killing, was not his fault. Does that defence hold much weight in court?
Well, I think this is going to be a battle of the experts in court because, first off, we know that a lot of actors, when they are handed a gun, regardless by who, when they're handed a gun, they themselves check the gun. Right? And so we know that he did not do that. He relied on Dave Halls, the assistant director. Now, if you go back, just gun safety protocol says that you should always check a gun before you point it at somebody. In fact, you shouldn't even point it unless you're going to use it. And that's what New Mexico DA says. So, I definitely think he's going to be responsible. The jury's going to be able to find that he, bears some responsibility in this. It's not just the armor. It's not just the assistant director.
Miguel, let me ask you about another aspect of all this, because over here, we do know the US juries can have a bit of a soft spot for big celebrities in the dock. And we've seen that from O.J. Simpson all the way up to Michael Jackson. That surely is going to help Alec Baldwin here.
I don't think so. I think he's been trying to get out ahead of this by giving a lot of interviews. But I think one of the things that really did not help him was when he gave an interview on national television saying that he did not pull the trigger. And then the reports come back showing that conclusively he pulled the trigger. And so I think in other cases, a jury might be starstruck. I think in this case, I'm not sure that's going to happen.
OK. Miguel Custodio, an expert defence lawyer in Los Angeles. Thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you, Tom.
Some politics now and some breaking news.